O Papa Francisco cumpre esta segunda-feira o 10º dia de internamento. Segundo o Vaticano, passou uma noite tranquila depois do boletim clínico de domingo ter indicado que o Sumo Pontífice continua em estado crítico devido a uma infecção pulmonar complexa, ao que acresce agora uma insuficiência renal que está numa fase inicial e, segundo os médicos, sob controlo. Numa declaração de uma linha, a Santa Sé indicou esta segunda-feira que o Papa estava a descansar, mas não revelou se Francisco estava alerta ou a pé, como já informou em outras ocasiões. Francisco, de 88 anos, continua a lutar contra uma pneumonia bilateral. O Sumo Pontífice não terá tido mais crises respiratórias desde sábado à noite, mas continua a receber grandes quantidades de oxigênio suplementar. Os médicos reforçam que o estado de saúde de Francisco é incerto, dada a sua idade, fragilidade e doença pulmonar pré-existente. Neste momento, a principal ameaça que o Papa enfrenta é a possibilidade de desenvolver uma sepsis, uma infecção grave do sangue que pode ocorrer como complicação de uma pneumonia.
Na véspera do 3º aniversário da guerra, Vladimir Putin elogiou os soldados russos que combatem na Ucrânia. Numa mensagem de vídeo divulgada para o Dia do Defensor da Pátria, o presidente da Rússia referiu-se aos militares do Kremlin como os principais heróis. Disse que estavam a arriscar as próprias vidas para defender os interesses nacionais. Putin também prometeu dar mais armas e equipamento aos militares na linha da frente. Numa cerimónia em Moscovo, entregou medalhas às tropas que lutam em solo ucraniano. A invasão da Ucrânia pela Rússia, em fevereiro de 2022, foi lançada a partir de território russo e bielorrusso. Não se conhece o número exato de vítimas mortais, mas no ano passado o Wall Street Journal calculou que na Ucrânia 250 mil pessoas tinham morrido e 800 mil tinham ficado feridas. Registaram-se quase 4 milhões de deslocados internos e mais de 6 milhões de refugiados em todo o mundo.
French President Emmanuel Macron is heading to the White House on Monday for a crucial meeting to try to put Europe back at the center of the high-stakes Ukraine peace negotiations held bilaterally between the US and Russia. This meeting comes as European leaders are trying to come up with a united response to the lightning rapprochement between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. So what's Macron's plan exactly? Well, during a live Q&A on his social media, Macron said that he will try to convince Trump on Monday that pandering to Putin's demands will only make him seem weak. But this won't be an easy feat. On Friday, Donald Trump slammed both Macron and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, baselessly claiming that both leaders haven't done anything to end the war. Macron will be the second European leader to go to the White House since Trump's inauguration, after Polish President Duda's meeting with Trump on Saturday. But the diplomatic ballet is far from over, with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer set to meet with Trump on Thursday in order to try to shore up support for Ukraine.
Pelo menos uma pessoa morreu e várias ficaram feridas num esfaqueamento na cidade de Mulhouse, no leste de França. A polícia prendeu um suspeito, identificado como um homem de 37 anos de idade, de ascendência argentina. O ataque aconteceu perto de um mercado no sábado à tarde, à margem de uma manifestação. Segundo as autoridades, 2 agentes da Polícia Municipal sofreram ferimentos graves e 3 ligeiros. Segundo a polícia, o suspeito já era conhecido das autoridades e constava de uma lista de vigilância antiterrorismo. O presidente francês Emmanuel Macron descreveu o ataque como terrorismo islâmico e ofereceu a sua solidariedade a todas as vítimas.
Le ministre de l'Intérieur qui m'a rapporté les principaux éléments qui étaient en...
Um perímetro de segurança foi criado perto do mercado enquanto as autoridades continuam a investigar o ataque.
A CDU de centro-direita, liderada por Friedrich Merz, é a vencedora das eleições federais alemãs deste domingo, com 28,5% dos votos. Segundo resultados, já com todos os votos contados, mais de 80% dos quase 60 milhões de eleitores votaram.
Herzlichen Dank für das Vertrauen, das Sie uns und das Sie auch mir persönlich geben. Ich weiß um die Verantwortung, ich weiß auch um die Dimension der Aufgabe, die jetzt vor uns liegt. Ich begegne dem mit größtem Respekt und ich weiß, dass es nicht einfach werden wird.
A grande sessão da noite ficou reservada para o chanceler cessante, Olaf Scholz, cujo Partido Social Democrata obteve apenas 16,4%, o resultado mais baixo de sempre numa eleição federal.
Das ist ein bitteres Wahlergebnis für die Sozialdemokratische Partei. Das ist auch eine Wahlniederlage. Das, finde ich, muss bei dem Ergebnis einmal am Anfang klar und deutlich gesagt werden. Und für mich ist auch ganz wichtig zu sagen, das ist ein Ergebnis, aus dem wir gemeinsam nach vorne gehen müssen.
A candidata do partido de extrema-direita AfD, Alice Weidel, obteve pouco mais de 20% dos votos, duplicando os resultados das últimas eleições de 2021.
Wir haben uns verdoppelt. Man wollte uns halbieren. Das Gegenteil ist eingetreten. Und ich muss eins sagen, unsere Hand wird immer ausgestreckt sein für eine Regierungsbeteiligung. Den Willen des Volkes, den Willen Deutschlands umzusetzen. Wir sind bereit für eine Regierungsbeteiligung.
Friedrich Merz recebe mandato para governar. Como nenhum candidato obteve a maioria absoluta, a Alemanha caminha para mais governo de coligação. Nos próximos dias e semanas, o candidato da CDU-CSU entrará em conversações com outros partidos para estabelecer uma coligação e liderar novo governo.
Voting in Germany is notoriously complex, but we're here to break it down for you. On February the 23rd, around 60 million eligible voters are called to the ballot boxes to elect 630 members of the Bundestag. Voters do not directly elect the country's chancellor, but the results will eventually determine who governs and who's chancellor. Each ballot paper has 2 votes. The first is for a candidate running in the voters' electoral district. There are 299 of these across Germany. The candidate with most votes in a given district wins a seat in the Bundestag based on a first-past-the-post system. The second vote is for a political party. This vote determines how the Bundestag seats are distributed between the parties, and it's based on proportional representation. So if a party gets 20% of the vote, it should get 20% of seats. But here's the catch. A party must either win at least 5% of the national vote or get at least 3 members directly elected in their districts in order to be represented in the Bundestag. This is to avoid political fragmentation and legislative gridlock. Look out for this on election night, as there are 3 parties polling around the 5% mark. Whether they reach the threshold or not could be crucial for efforts to form a government. In past elections, additional Bundestag seats have been created for candidates who directly win a district seat, but where that seat hasn't been secured by their party in the second vote. This time, though, these seats, known as overhang seats, will be scrapped, as new legislation has been passed to keep the seat number to 630 and prevent the Bundestag from growing. After seats have been allocated, parties enter talks to form a majority coalition to govern. The German president puts forward a candidate for chancellor, usually in agreement with coalition parties. The candidate must then secure majority support in the Bundestag to be elected.
Speed matters, because that's maybe now the biggest task. And I did some things for myself. It's a possibility that it's possible for the CDU-CSU to have a coalition with only the Social Democrats. If the Bündnis Sarah Wagenknecht will not enter the parliament, it's maybe enough to have 29 and 16% to get the majority of the seats in the parliament. And that could be the fundament of a quick coalition.
George Papandreou.
I would say speed too, but at the same time do it in a strategic way for Europe. We are facing major challenges and the issues of our European existence are on the table. This is it is necessary to really think about how Europe is going to be moving forward. So yes, a government in Germany, but this also has to mean a big issues that we really have to deal with in changing Europe for the better, more unified, more strong, and more confident.
This is a very paradoxical election because at once it is more or less business as usual in the sense that we're going to have a change of chancellor, but more or less the same quasi-permanent coalition of Christian Democrats, Social Democrats with the splattering of the Greens, the same coalition that in my estimation, in my judgment, put Germany on a long road towards stagnation for the last 15, 20 years. Our European leaders, including your guest, resemble headless chickens running around in panic, in total and utter disarray. That was the inevitable outcome of 15, 20 years of paying lip service to solidarity when all they were doing was imposing harsh austerity on the peoples of Europe.
One thing is absolutely certain. There are mistakes made in Europe, for sure. But it's also clear that this particular project is a project that is giving more prosperity, more social cohesion to our people. But it doesn't mean that everything is perfect, not at all. And it means that today, and we made this point several times tonight, today, again, we need to make clear choices. We need to make clear decisions on the future. And again, I'm absolutely convinced on my side that economic development, industrial base, indeed, less regulation, a better regulation, this is the choice we have to make. And certain element, if we want not only to be a playground for others, but if we want to be master of our European destiny in the future, we need to invest much more in defense, in security, and we need to make it together.